Man, I don't know. It seems like things will be going in one direction, and then all of a sudden it just seems like we just hit into a wall, and just like, okay, we gotta stop and wait again. As I don't know. I can see things shifting, but I see each time that something happens that it hits into another energetic block. And then it's like, how long are we going to be stagnant here? How long do we keep on going? Like, man. And it's so crazy because it feels like the people, the chaos. Like, this is like it's like this emotional chaos that has broken out in people and stuff. It's just, man, I don't know. It's weird. And then another thing too, when I go on TikTok, I mean, I just went off of there just like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Because it's my videos, my videos, my videos. That's what I get to see. Seeing other people's videos, like, I mean, I get an ad, an ad, an ad. There I am, an ad, some other weird thing, an ad, and there I am, there I am. And then when they start doing the video and then they just do the same video again, so definitely there's still, something going on with censorship. There's like, I don't know. I don't know what they do. Even on here, when I think, oh, look, it's starting to pick up. And they let me get up to 634 followers, and they haven't dropped it back in a couple days. Because normally if it goes up at all, they'll drop it back to less than it was before. Like that, if 2 people go on, then they'll knock down 4. If 3 people go on, they'll knock down 5. So they just do this all the time. And they don't notify me of shit. So if you comment or something like that, I don't assume that I'm ignoring you. I probably didn't see it. They don't tell me about these things. I'd have to go through every video and go in and look at comments and stuff. Like, I don't know if somebody wants to talk to me really bad, like my email. But another thing, my phone glitched out and it took away my whole description thing. And so I got to go back in, right? I tried to go in and copy and paste it off of another video. I just got to put some work into it and make another one again. But anyways, if you go in and look at my, an older one, if you can't find the description, or even on my main page, there's a description or bio or something in there. My email address is somewhere in there. And so if there's something you really want to ask me, you can always email me if you've commented and I don't see it. Because, yeah, they mess with shit. I don't know. And it's so funny, too, is like, I was just, I saw this news report where Megan Kelly. She was talking, and I was thinking, oh, man, what was it? I was talking about her the other day, and I was saying her, I think her name's Megan. Maybe it's Megan Fox. And I don't know if I was thinking because maybe she's off of Fox. I swear to God, I think she's off of Fox. But maybe she's on CNN or MSNBC now. Like, I don't know. I just know that she's a famous newscaster. And it was just funny because when I saw her and I thought of that, and I thought of that trans, I'm falling apart, that trans girl that I talk about a lot, who is, she was the progressive, then she was the conservative, and now she's left both parties, and she's like, man, both people are so rude. And I mean, goddamn, I can't believe how some of the rude shit people say. Like, God, I don't understand what gives people it's not the right, it's like this is like this blown up sense of what your opinion is matters. Like, it's crazy that people think like that people think they can just override other people's opinions or whatever, and just ridicule them and put them down. And it's so, like, again, you can see why this all has to oh my God, already it's gonna start the reset. Oh, and I gotta say something about the reset too. But I just thought it was funny because that person's name is Kelly. How many times I'm like, yeah, I don't know her name. And it was like, I was the same with Megan Kelly, this girl Kelly, and there's a couple other ones, and I'm like, oh my gosh, when did Kelly get so popular, for one thing? But, these people who have my own name, and I'm like, I'm not sure. What is their name? That was funny. But, names really don't matter to me that much. And the brain injury thing did interfere with my memory with names and stuff. So I don't know. If it goes down again, it's staying down. So whatever. Anyways, something popped into my head. Oh yeah. Oh, I do want to say, so the Bank of England in England is, and see, I thought they were already closed. Man, I don't know. I don't know how they're doing all this fishy shit. But anyway, so the Bank of England on the 7th of this month is saying that they're going digital currency. And so, see, we got to be close. Because the digital currency, well, I don't know in England. I know here, but see, we have this connection with England and Australia. Like, I think we're all on the same thing, but I don't know if it's going to be like the same day. So I don't know. That to me seems like good news, because of June 7th, if they try and activate that, then it's got to be close to going to the quantum system. They can't, we'll just have to see. And what was the thing? Because I keep, the bar, no, was, because I thought of it when I was was it the money thing? No. Man, ugh. Okay, what I gotta say about, oh my God. I had to write stuff down. I keep going so blank. And I still was like, what am I going to talk about? It's like, I have a couple things written here. But one of the things is the video of Beyonce. Gross. Like, I don't know if that is real, but what in the fucking hell is going on with people? Like, Jesus Christ. They're just turning this place into, like, life is becoming a hardcore porn. Seriously. Oh yeah, that was something in that show, Vanderpump Rules. I watched a couple episodes yesterday. I don't know how all of a sudden I'm at the end of the season. And so the end of season 8 is, I'm on the season finale today. And then the best part is when they come in and talk, the review or whatever at the end of the thing, because you get like more of what was really going on, not just the editing or whatever. But oh my God, I don't know what else to call it, but just sluttiness. Like, it's just sluttiness. It's just taken over. And they want to make women or the feminine be so worthless. And all these women just are like, I don't know, man. It is shameful, but it is a shame how little respect that people have for themselves. It's like, fuck, dude. It's like you think that respecting yourself is like bad or something, toxic. And it's so gross. So on that, and another thing I noticed a bunch of things. Like, I can totally see why they want me to watch this show now. Like, the things that they tell me and show me and stuff, like, that is where I need to just keep notes through life all day long, but it would just be exhausting. Like, I can't just live like, but the things that they show you and tell you are, just fascinating. But with I totally get why they're telling me, to watch this. But one of the things that I noticed was so you have the characters. So whatever the show, if it's a reality show, and so many people are hooked on reality shows. So many. I think reality shows are so, I think they really are watched a lot by a lot of people. And so, because that's one thing you see people talking about too all the time. Like, and it's always talking, judgy. Like, I'm telling you, there's something about like that. That's why we watch, so we can judge these people, so we can feel better about ourselves. And so, the this oh, okay. So yeah, the thing I was noticing was in the character breakdown or whatever, that I was having my allegiance or my alliance was with people who I aligned with. And so in this show too, there's two girls that are kind of like gangly, just like all, long limbs, So I align with them for some reason. And it isn't even like I have to agree with them or something, but it is like the characters that like, this is just something to pay attention to. The characters that you align with, to try and understand why you align with them. Because there's all different characters. And when I was talking to my daughter the other day, the one who wanted me to watch it, and she's in total alignment with this other character who I think is the devil, and who's just like so rude, such a bitch. And she is totally in alignment with her. And then once she told me that, I could totally see, like, oh my gosh, I can totally see why she would be in alignment with her. And there's just like a supportive instinct that comes out of you towards this person that for whatever reason that you feel associated with, aligned with somehow. And it can be on these shallow things. I mean, you don't know the people, so yeah, these the ones with these long limbs, like, then I'm like feel empathy towards them, like, because I don't know. I mean, a lot of people can think like it looks good, like that they like how that looks on a person. But when you're that person and you're growing up with all these limbs and stuff, it's awkward. It is, you don't feel attractive. Like, you don't feel like, oh, this looks good. You feel like you've got these like long arms and legs that are just going. And I was so clumsy. I was just like, man. So anyways, it's not like these girls are clumsy. Well, one of them, she is. She's super clumsy. And I completely align with that. And then the other one, she's awkward too. Awkwardness outpulls me in. And the one girl who is, because they kind of treat them both like they're stupid. And especially this one, they are constantly making like she's not smart. And yesterday, even, like, this was a silly kind of thing, but this lady who runs the show, and there's a weird thing about her too, I gotta say, that I think is really strange, that her name is Lisa Vanderpump. And when I started watching that show, I only knew her as this lady off of, she was one of the housewives. She's off one of those shows. And I don't know what the deal is, why she got so many off shows, like why she's just gone so, like, I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck her husband is. I don't know how the fuck she's so rich. Like, I don't know. Is Vanderpump name, is it like a Vanderbilt? Is it like old money? Like, I don't know what the hell. But it's weird how all these guys like are so enamored with her. Like, all these young hot guys just want to be with her. To me, that's so fetishy. It's very like, yeah, I want to just have sex with this older woman, and that one would do me just fine. And it's just like, I don't know, it's something weird about it, man. And how many of them? And there's this whole weird thing about how they all were on this trip, and Lisa put her bra in this one guy's suitcase, and how just like he keeps going in and having these weird fantasy moments about, it's like so strange. And plus, though, it's kind of like, I don't know, it seems like it's written into the show or something. Like, it's over the top. It really seems, and the way she keeps talking about, I don't know, the whole thing is weird. But she came in, and so she owns these places, and she's opened another one at Caesar's Palace. They've put in a whole restaurant I can't remember what they call it. She's got so many fancy restaurants. And so they put one in Caesar's Palace. Now did the, 2 years ago, she did the, one of the, what are those rooms called? The, starts with a P. It's not Pasadena, P, a P, the top room in a hotel thing. Man, what is that word? Penthouse. So they did like, or at a hotel though, it is suite. So they got to do a certain suite, and it is she's like, oh, this is gonna be like royalty, and everybody would be able to stay here at this suite. So she gets to design this whole suite at the Caesar's Palace. She's got to do this whole restaurant. And then she was even saying they'll probably even start doing more rooms or something. Like the Caesars people were like, oh, pretty soon it's going to be all, Lisa's stuff. And she's not a designer. Like, she goes to designers. So, I don't know. It's very strange. But then maybe she does. But it's not like she's just... Man, I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand how that industry works or something. It just seems really strange. But the girl who there's two that I feel for, like I feel emotional for. And so she walks up to take this order from this lady, and the lady is always the same thing. She always, like, you have to know how to make her certain cup of tea, and she always drinks rosé. So the girl, she goes up to her and she says, would you like a cup of tea? And the Vanderpump lady, she goes, does the Pope have a port? Does the Pope have what is that thing called? Not a deck or a porch. It's the little thing that hangs up higher. The little thing he comes out on. I can't think of what it's called now. But so she says, does the Pope have a deck or whatever it is? And the girl's just like, what? And I was like, oh my gosh, see, that kind of, not everybody gets that kind of, I don't know the proper words, but it is, is a different way of processing to pick that up. Even when she was asking the camera, she's like, I don't get it. Does the Pope like to drink tea out on a porch or something? And she's like, I don't get what she's saying. And but does somebody who gets it, it seems like, what's wrong with you? It seems easy to get, like, what's wrong with you? But that's what I'm talking about. It's the way we process. We all process. We think differently. We don't all get the same joke. We don't all have to get the same joke. And how many times I have been the person who didn't get the joke and was told something was wrong with me. Like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Are you just stupid? Are you slow or something? And it's like, not everybody gets that, that way of thinking. And I'm not saying like that I could totally get it. But there's other things. There's other ways. And then plus, like, I remember being younger and people saying, like, I don't know, dirty things or pervy things. And I would always be like, what are you talking about? I don't get it. What do you mean? And then I would be like, oh my God, like something's wrong with me or something. It's like, I don't get it. Like, and that's how she was. So I totally had empathy for her. And it was like, oh my gosh, I just totally feel for her. And then how they, people tell her she's stupid and stuff like that. And it's very offensive. Like, it hurts her feelings. And she's not, I think she's got like a bachelor's or something, but also college education doesn't make you smarter. It just gives you more information. It's like they are downloading information into you. It doesn't make you smarter. Being smarter, which I've talked about before, to me, at this point, I feel like it has to do with awareness. Like, I mean, you seem like a fucking genius to some people because they have no awareness and you have awareness. So you're paying attention to what's going on. They're not. And then so you say something and it's like, how'd you know that? It's like, because I'm paying attention. And so to me, it has something to do with that, our intelligence, our instinct, our ability to survive, the thrive and survive, that is an animal kind of an instinct. I mean, we have a natural animal instinct occurrence inside of us as well. And we have to, kind of tap into that. It's like, it's kind of like how they do those, how they do those cartoons to us and then they dress up the animals in clothes and stuff like that. It is kind of like, they try and dress us up. And dressing us up, then it makes like they think that they can put more pressure on us, that they can cause, create us to be, man, some stuff is so hard to explain. Like you can see it so good, but it's like a setup, tell you that you're important so that they can control you or whatever. And anyways, I just think that we shouldn't be hard on people because they don't get something. We shouldn't be telling people that they're stupid. It doesn't mean someone's stupid because they don't get how you think. We all think differently. You go and put them in a group of people that think like them, and you don't have any idea what they'd be talking about. I mean, they could be talking about something that's so far over your head that you would not even understand. And, that's the thing. It's like a focus. Just because you seem like you're dumb on this focus, you could be highly sensitive or focused on this other thing. So you can't sit there and just go like, oh, she's so dumb. Count her out. She's just a dummy. That dumb imbecile. Fuck, she could fucking understand how to solve a fucking, cancer just naturally. It just is in her. And I think a lot of that shit is happening too. Is the underdogs. The underdogs are to show, because we have been so misled for so long, that we have to have the underdogs have to come up. Is that I think, and this is something that I feel like has been being shown to me. And like when I was talking about, I said, watch and see, there's going to be people who you're going to be really surprised about, who are going to come up as our role models, as leaders and stuff. It's going to be very surprising, especially to people who are judgmental, who think, discard them, throw them out, they're not worthy. Those people are going to be stepping into positions of power because, just like what I'm talking about, like the underdogs are being misrepresented. They're not being respected. They're not being listened to. They're being discounted. Oh, don't listen to that stupid ass, And then when things flip, that is when people are going to be like, oh, fuck, man, I should have been listening to that one. That weirdo over there, they knew what the fuck. That stupid ass, they knew what the fuck. There will be that kind of attitude too. But a lot of people will do it in silence. A lot of people will be just like, oh my gosh, how? Because they don't see it. It's so trippy how our consciousness is so attached to whatever it is that we focus on, and how that they are able to manipulate people so purely here to get their focus to be so hyper laser focus on this reality. And I'm telling you, you try and talk to them about things and say things, and it's like they can't wrap their heads around it. And one thing too in this show, the fucking wedding shit. Like, it isn't enough that this nonstop parties and bullshit. Like, every fucking day is an over-the-top party. Like, what can we get drunk on? And the amount of drinking, this party that is happened last night, that I saw last night, and this is two of them feuding now. One guy was having a party, but he's not getting along with everybody. He's an older one. So I think that him and his wife, because they just got married, I think they're going to leave this. I think this is going to be their last season. But I think they come back for like there's something, but they're not going to be like regulars, I don't think, anymore. But he's really getting sick of it. The same with Adriana, too. And you can see, because she said again, or Ariana, I think it's Ariana, that she said again about not being satisfied, something to change her life, that she doesn't have any good friends there. Everybody's whatever it is, she, inside her soul wants change. Her soul wants something different. And for whatever reason, is it the fame? Is it the money? Is it the position? Is it the really having a hard time separating from your friends, not knowing what to do? And she struggles with depression. But you can see, like, all the things she's saying is so crazy, because when you get this opportunity to look back, like, you know what's going to happen, but you can look back and see the events leading up. And that's what I'm talking about right now, what's going on in our lives. Like, we aren't to this point yet where we can stop and we can look back and go, oh, that happened, as it leads up to where we're going to be. I mean, there's some of us, we're trying to watch and guess and figure it out, and, as it's going. But, it's going to be after, when we look back. And so it's very interesting to me how Ariana is like, keeps saying that. And then I know that her fella is going to cheat on her, and I'm pretty sure she's going to leave the show. I mean, it's this whole thing, but I don't know. She's going to leave this relationship, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know until the other season comes back. I mean, for right, they could be making up for all we know. They could get married for all we know. And, but I think that she has been saying, this stuff, that she's not satisfied, but she's not taking action. So the universe will just shove. And I think that's happening in so many people's lives. So many people are being shoved, like, out the nest. Like, they just want to play it safe. Well, all I need is some money to pay my rent. Well, all I need, I just got to do this. Well, and it's me, I could do better. I could be a better person. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't expect that. I shouldn't want this. Then the universe is going to shove you out the nest and say, quit saying that. You need to go into that mindset. You can have what you want. And even if it is good relationships, pretty simple thing to want in life, good relationships. So you can have these things, but you can't have them in the place you're at. You can't have them just keep doing the same thing and think something's going to change. And one of the things too at this party, so in these two parties, so the older guy, he's going to have this party. And they even rented this big giant slide thing for their pool, and they were going all in on this party. And then the other guy who's they're fighting with, he decided, well, I'm going to show him, and I'm going to have a party on the same night and invite everybody. So there's two different parties going on, and one of them is real low key and has good food and stuff like that, and conversations and stuff. And the other one is just, oh my God. It is so fucking obnoxious. There's a new girl on this show who is so far up her own ass. It is, she kind of nauseates me. It's like, are they getting you to say, is this really your personality? This is really who you are? And then it's like, okay, this is just a young person. This is just a young person. I was a fucking idiot when I was a young person. So, cut her some slack. But, oh my God. But so at this party, the girls, like, what was it? A guy was even in the, oh yeah, because the one guy went into the house and the other guy came in and he goes, man, you just really got it going out there. You got like soft porn going out in your yard. And it's like, oh yeah, great success. Like, cool. We got all these people just out here just grinding and just being so disgusting. And that is, a success. When you get your party to be a soft core porn, then you've succeeded in party world. And it's like that, and when you're looking at it, it just seems so desperate. It seems so high school. It doesn't seem like grown-ass people acting like this. And some of the girls who are at the party are super young. They're in their early, mid-20s and stuff. And, and they've all been indoctrinated and programmed. The sluttier, the better. Own your sexuality. Be the biggest slut possible. And they don't see it as an agenda. They don't see it as like, oh, okay, so they want women to have no value other than, what Beyonce is showing out there. I just can't get over that too. I mean, shouldn't you have to pay a lot of money to see that one? Isn't that supposed to be a prized one? And you're just going to put it right out there on the stage for everyone to see? Like, I don't know how much footage of this is going to go around now. And then some people are like, oh, no, that's a bodysuit. It's just striped. Oh, that's a bald vagina if I've ever seen one. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't wear panties or shorts or knickers that make it look like I got a bald vagina on, so I don't know. I guess you do you. To me, I think it's pretty natural display. So, I don't know. But this is the stuff that is going to just keep being, the absurdity has to keep coming up. The absurdity and the disgustingness has to keep purging out. And this guy, so this guy was talking about, he was saying the great reset. Because you have all these people who are analyzing all this stuff. Tons. And so I've heard what this guy was saying before. About the people get very concerned about Tartaria and the reset, and why do they keep resetting us and trapping us in this prison, and people are so miserable and unhappy, but they don't see like that's your attitude that you need to work on. It isn't, you're trapped in hell. You came here willingly, and that you are you're here to work on your attitude, to shift that perspective of life, to revere it, to acknowledge it, to appreciate it, to appreciate life, to value living. And so anyways, so this guy was talking about Tartaria and the reset, and he was saying another one too, but I can't think of what it was. Because it seemed like he was referencing like 3 resets, but maybe he was 2. And then he said, but they do this all the time. But his attitude, along with a lot of other people, that they do this all the time. They just reset as soon as we start waking up. They just reset it, so we can't. And so that's what a lot of people think. Like, that's what a reset is. This is the first reset, from what I understand, that humans are actually going to go with the reset, that we're doing the work too, like along with the planet saying, no, you guys, no. And it making moves to changing its landscape, changing its vibration and stuff, that the beings on the planet, we have to be doing the same thing. The animals, the plants, like the plants are fucking, I can't even get over the difference in the plants all of a sudden. It blows my mind. It really, really blows my mind. And I mean, go from where it looked like everything was dead and dying until all of a sudden everything is like so beautiful and green. And I know there's people who'd be like, well, it's spring. What do you think? I think I've been watching this shit. I watched them spray. I watched all these trees die. And then all of a sudden, and everything was dead across the street. And then all of a sudden, everything just was like overnight. Everything was like green and lush and beautiful, and everything looks healthier. Like, there's still some, I keep trying to see, like, I still have a couple of trees that are just full on dead. There's nothing. And yesterday we went for our walk in the foresty part. She really loves that too. So cute. God, she's a cute thing. God, she is so cute. I can't even get over how much more she is. Like, it is trippy. Like, I know people hear me talking to her and they're just like, man, that woman's weird. She talks to that dog like it understands. Okay, she does. I see her. I'm blown away by the things she understands. So, hell yeah, I'm going to talk to her like she is intelligent, because she is. I'm blown away by how much, I can see her ascending. I can see her consciously. I mean, it's mind-boggling, and it's super cool too. And I'm feeling a lot more positive, like she's staying with me through this, like she's not leaving me. And so I'm feeling good about that. But I have no idea. I mean, none of us know what's going to happen today. Today could be the day that everything changes. We don't know. And but all the people who think like that we try and awaken throughout time, and then we reset, but that's not. It is like if time, like they take and make time and try and base it on this other relevance of the universe of and that's all based on their time, is based on how the rotations of how the cycles, like, and it has to do with astrology. But there's weird things that have been left out about that. Like, they wanted to add a 13th sign and stuff. And so, was that something that they were disclosing, that there was more? Or, like, there's so many things that are left still to see, we just don't know everything. But anyways, the universe time is based on like cycles. And so it isn't like the monitoring of the hours, like how they try and do. They try and subcategorize actual time into a controlling mechanism. But actual time is just the rotations of the stars and the moon and stuff like that. And it's not like out in space or something. It is like if the firmament was a clock and the zodiac was the time, and it goes through the cycle and then it gets to reset. It isn't like because we all of a sudden start remembering and then they have to wipe us out again. That when they wiped us out before, like with the ark and stuff, that's in the Sumerian tablets. They did that because we were disgusting to them. We were very animal-like. And we were very, we were really grunty. We made lots of noises they didn't like. And we were very sexual. And we would always be humping each other and shit like that. And grunting and grunting. So they were grossed out by their creation. And so they wanted to wipe it out. That is what I've heard about the one reset. So, a reset is a starting over kind of. But this one, I've talked about it a lot of times, is the way I understand it. And this girl, this girl was, oh my God, I'm gonna drive myself crazy with this fucking strap. This girl was talking about that she was doing a stitch to this guy's video. And that she was saying what she thinks about the reset. And hers is more like what I think about the reset. But she was saying, like, why when the firmament opens up and everything opens up and we get to go, out and adventure, why would we want to just stay here on this heaven on earth? And, but to me, the thing is that, for one thing, we're going to change on, time as for how long we get to live. Like, that is going away. You're not going to just live 50, 60, 70 years. You're not got all that pressure on you. You've got endless amount of time is to play this character that you are, whoever you're going to be when this reset happens. You may not be the character that you are right now. I don't know. You may come back as a different character. And so she's saying that when it goes, that she wants to be able to leave and go on other adventures. And she doesn't want to just be trapped into that existence. And that's what I'm saying. It isn't a scary thing. It isn't a scary, sad thing, whatever you're transitioning into. This is just like I'm just one of the people who are on the bridge trying to help people to see where they're going, what's going on. And I know where I'm going, and it is to the age of Aquarius. And I know that I'm one of the people who are here to seed, to bring in a certain energy into this new place as it's beginning to develop. And I know that the energy that I bring isn't my energy, it comes through me. So it's the energy from that I'm here to represent. And so that is that's my role. And so that is to the people who are lost, their veils come off or begin to thin. They only become more confused, and they need to have people who can help them to see. And so there's nothing to fear, just like that girl said. I mean, everything is going to be so open. You're going to be able to just go anywhere you want. And I believe that we're going to be able to go anywhere we want on this planet, but we're going to be able to travel all over the place. Like the ice wall will go, the firmament will go, and that will open up every place that we want to go to us in this galaxy, in our area. I don't know, if there's an area and then all of us beings, we get together and go, how do we get past that one now? Like, I don't know. But, it is going to, it's going to increase the party for sure of how many different people and different beings in different places that we can go to. And the Age of Aquarius part too is when you get to that part, you get to live for however long you want to. So the being that you are right now, well, for me, because I don't know for every single person, every person has their own thing that they're doing here. Some people are here to leave to impact others. So that is their contribution to the evolution of mankind, is the leaving to cause the trauma so other people can grow and heal from those things. And so everybody's playing a really significant role. Some of the most tragic stories are big roles that people are playing, Like, look at all Jamie Foxx. Like, oh my gosh, how much stuff is being said. Like, the impact that he's having in this awakening. And he's not even he's not up talking. He's not doing it. He's supposedly laying in a bed, paralyzed and blind. But look at what happened, how much that spreads, that information, and how his soul playing that role. And you see, like, how if he, in a past life, he had put things out of balance, come in and play that role, and how you put things back into balance. And so, that is, that's just, it's really cool. I think it's really cool to have all these people who are playing these really significant roles, but a lot of the roles are very tragic and sad and horrible. And, but those are the roles that, help people to awaken and listen. Like, a lot more people are listening, The thing is, too, is it's kind of sad and scary state of affairs is that how many people have them now who are scared. And, that is one thing that they've got to get out of fear. There's nothing to fear. You came in for that experience. You came in so you could experience what you have to go through, whatever healing and growing and everything. That is what you came to experience. So however it affects you, which most likely a lot of people are just going to get really scared. A lot of people are going to get really mad. That is one thing we're going to have this summer, is a lot of people who are really mad about it. And are going to be, that's why I said, there's going to be like pharmacies, stores. I think there's going to be places that are fucking blown up. And like, it's going to be a lot of crazy violence. And, but that is, it's part of the reset. It's part of the letting go. Part of like, we can't go, we could not keep going forward in the direction we were going. I mean, where are we going to go? An afternoon barbecue is a soft porn. Like, where are we headed? Women don't have any respect for their skills or for the role that is available to them in life. You know, being a homemaker was a, you know, when I was younger, I was growing up during women's lib. So I had a different attitude about it. You know, it was like, yeah, I don't want to be at home like my mom. I can do more than that, because they push that agenda on us. Like, oh, you know, that's some weak ass shit. Well, now everybody sees, like, fuck, man. If you're out working, you need somebody to manage your house. You need somebody to watch your kids. You need somebody to clean your house. You need somebody to do the things that, you know, in a perfect situation, you had somebody there who did it, who was the overseer, keeping things picked up, keeping things clean and stuff. And there was a period of time where I was a housewife when I had my second group of kids. And so I was a stay-home mom until I was just got to the point where I was so fed up that I decided to go back to school and become a nurse. But before that, I was a stay-home mom. I think it was like, I don't know, 9, 10 years. Because if I could totally add it up, is when I got to Washington. So in 94, in 92, I had so I think I got there in 91. And so 91, and then I graduated nursing school in 02. And so I started, it would have been in 99, I think. And so from 92 to 99, I was, from 91 to 99, I was a stay-home mom. Which, you know, the whole problem with being I think tons and tons of women would stay home and be, you know, the house person if it was financially available. You know, when we were broke. We were pretty poor. My husband, and he was a foreman on a construction too. And see, before he was in the union, because I gotta think, like, cause he came and he got in the union, but in California he was he built pools, and it was the same union, and they don't have pools in Washington State like that. And so he had to change to do foundations. And so but I know that there was a part where he was just making like $14 an hour. But I know that later he started making more, because the guy in the union, he was making $29 an hour. But I remember just and maybe it was just 1 year, and it was $14 an hour. And I know it's clipping coupons. But see, to me, you can really also use your money wisely when somebody is in the home and has more time. Like, I could cook from scratch. Like I see people who are both people working, and I've done this before. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying, like, these are the things that we need to start noticing. Is and both people are working. Then it's like they get home from work, and it's like, let's just go out to dinner. Who wants to cook? Who wants to clean? And then look how much money more that is. Look how much more adds on. So you think like you have to work, but really you're working to create a lifestyle. And so then you have to go out to eat. Like, who's got time? Who wants to be bothered when they're at home to cook and clean, and your clothes ripped? Who has time for that? Just get rid of them. Go buy some more. So see how then you need this job to keep paying for this stuff, because you have become now dependent on this lifestyle that you've created because you think you need to work. Like, it's totally backward. Because then all the things where you could be saving money, you're doing the opposite. So that is why when you're trying to change, you're trying to reverse out of the cycle, out of the system, how you need to start prioritizing as you're going. Like, you know what? I'm not going to go buy that new outfit. You know, I've got that pair of pants that I've liked for a long time. All I got to do is sew them. I'm going to go figure out how to sew. I can't even believe how many women don't know how to do basic skills that we were taught as girls, and they have no idea. And yesterday that was really sticking out to me. And then I went on to TikTok, and there was other people, and that's what I'm talking about. That is weird how we'll get these same energetic like downloads or whatever at the same time. But I saw like a guy talking about why what do you have to offer as a woman wanting to be in a relationship with me? What do you bring into the table? And this one guy was saying that women will stand back and just be like, oh, this, right? That's all you got. That's all you got. And women have got to see, like, yeah, like, what? That's what you're bringing? You want me to go and work and provide and have all these things, and what you're offering is your body? And I am sure is I will only have access to if I've done everything right that day. And so, I mean, it's nonsense. And women got to see, like, you got to pick up the skills. You got to start doing some stuff. And I saw a woman talking about this, saying the same thing as, like, all these women who don't know how to do anything and are just satisfied. Like, yeah, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to sew. I mean, so many don't even know how to clean. They're just handicapped. And then not working on themselves, just out there looking for somebody rescue me, somebody come in here, save me. I'm hot. I deserve the best. In this show, there's a girl who's constantly, and it's funny because she is very lanky too. And I don't have any, I mean, I find her really annoying because she has a different attitude. The other two are more humble and clumsy and goofy and and emotional and stuff. But this one's kind of like, I'm hot. I deserve to be with someone hot. I'm hot. And, that is good in a sense to get your standard to where you're like, see your own value and love yourself and set your standards up high. But the attitude is just, I don't know, maybe it's in editing where they're just making her just sound so snotty or something. It just is so, I don't know, just how they have her saying that all the time. It's just so, well, I'm hot. Yeah, well, I'm hot. It's like, girl, you're not hot to every single person in the whole wide world, right? Like, everybody has different taste. Yeah, you can be really hot to some people, and then to others that they don't see you hot at all. And I don't know. Are they just trying to get this girl to just be obnoxious by constantly, like, you're not even saying like about like I'm really talented, I really do this good or that good. I mean, basically, it's all about sex, you know. The I mean, she's one of the ones who is well, she's got herself in this love triangle, but she's also bisexual, but she's in this love triangle with these two guys. And so they're making her a big part of this storyline right now. And so, I don't know if that is just going to be her character the whole time. Like this snotty, bitchy, I'm hot and I deserve this and I deserve that. And then another one too, Sheena. It is so strange how she's 34 years old and she's out there freezing her eggs. And to me, especially knowing where we're headed and knowing, that's not going to be something people will have to worry about. And, but 34 years old. And there was even one of the guys he has a YouTube channel. And so he was interviewing the Sheena, and he said a middle-aged woman to her. So they think like somebody in their 30s is old. They're like, that's old, And this is what I was talking about when I was in California, and I was listening to people talk. I was by myself. Well, I'm sitting there with Stella or whatever. Well, she wouldn't even get out of the car when I was sitting on the beach. I was sitting on that beach all day, and there was all those people and the volleyball parties and all that stuff, and listening to them talk. And I was just like, oh my God. It is so fucking shallow here. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And oh my gosh, it's all they talk about. Drinking and parties and stuff like that. And then when I had left there, so I was already like, oh my God, this is so shallow. Like I mean, these people aren't waking up. And this was just last summer when I think it was this time last year. I think it was in June when I took her to the med beds. And I thought, something's got to happen here. And then when I was driving and, man, and it's so crazy, just the way the people just speed around is so mindless, so fucking mindless there. And then, when I would drive past the towers and how it was just burning the shit and the amount of poison in the sky, it was like, oh, I couldn't get over it. And that's when I was like, okay, something for sure. Something bad is going to happen here. Like, you can just see it. You can see the groundwork being laid. You can see it all coming. Oh, yesterday, yeah, there wasn't any. I didn't hear of any. I haven't seen any footage or anything. So if there was parade yesterday, it must have all gone well. It must not have been any horrible occurrences unless they're being blocked. I mean, I'm so busy seeing my own videos every 2 seconds that, how would I know anything else is going on in the world? So, but no matter what, what was it too? Because they added in another thing. They keep adding on this stuff. And, and then also when you think about that diesel, the whole diesel scare, which right now there's all these diesel trucks blowing up. And I heard somebody saying that it is probably something they're putting in the gas is causing it because it's too weird. And all these trucks are diesel and they all keep starting on fire. And which, that totally makes sense to me. They're putting something in the gas to blow up trucks. Like, fuck yeah, they do. These people are, and they'll go to any length to, I mean, these people are just that way. They ran this place and they aren't going to let go of it. It's going to be ripped out of their hands. And, which I think it already has, but they're pushing so hard on the, is it the EMP? Oh, no, what they keep talking about is, the EMP, that is going to probably knock out our internet. But that's what they keep saying. Something's going to happen and the internet's going to go down. And that's what they had in that movie, which it could be today, could be the day, because that is what people were saying, that it will go, because it will be Monday will be when all the shit starts if the banks don't open. And, hopefully, God, I wish it would hurry up. And the 7th, so the Bank of England, I think the 9th is Friday. So Wednesday. So it'd be Wednesday would be, if something's going to go down. If we're, like, maybe they'll go into the digital currency. And that's so we can see how horrible it's going to be. Like, I don't know. But it's not where we're going to stay. No matter what goes down, no matter if they do put them on it and we have to see like, oh my God, that's horrible. That person didn't even get food that week. That person can't pay their rent. Like, it would be all sorts of nonsense and shit. But it will be just to get people to wake up, just to get people to see it's not our future. Our future is going another direction. And that is like, so when I hear these people say, like for one thing, that we do these resets all the time. They do these to us. That's not how I see it at all. This is these resets. Yeah, they happen every cycle. But for it to have anything to do with us awakening, no, we're awakening because we get to go through this reset. We get to challenge ourselves as souls to see what we can do in this reset. See if we can raise our vibrations. Come here, stiff lady. Oh, she's so cute. She's so... So, anyways, that is the... it's like our challenge. And as a soul, then you can see yourself how you see yourself. You know, a lot of people don't even acknowledge that side of themselves. But, you know, as a soul, I would say, you know, that this is, we look forward to these challenges. We want to see ourselves. We want to see, you know, what we can do in a situation, how we can. To me, it is a lot of like hearing the sounds of heaven, hearing the voices of the universe, hearing all of that over all of the noise on the planet. And so it does take a lot of focus. And if you're hyper focused on your reality, your drama, your trauma, all of that stuff, then you can't be hearing the voices of the universe. You have to realize that the trauma, the drama, and all that is a part of the game. It's a three-dimensional, you know, it's just part of this game. And, you know, the not focusing on it is good. I don't know, maybe I have a snot coming on my nose. If I do, I don't know. This side of my face is still, it keeps doing something weird when I'm talking too. It's like, man, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna start drooling. I'll be so glad to go in the med beds, I swear to God. And then, because all of this is all nerve damage, so it doesn't have, doesn't, well, it's weird because I can feel, but it's not like the same. Like, it's like dead spots is when they put in those implants. They damage the nerve. Everything that they've ever done into anything of me, that they've damaged it. They've damaged my body. That's why I completely align with the thing about we're not supposed to be letting them cut into us. And that is why, you know, I'm really, really trying as hard as I can to hold out for the med beds, for the implants. And one thing too is, oh, I had just seen this girl and she was talking about she was getting some tattoos removed, and then she went in and on the breast, of the side of where her tattoo was getting removed, that her she got a bunch of cysts in her breast. And so then, you know, they're having to check it and stuff. And so she was trying to figure out, you know, what's going on. And she said, you know, as tattoo ink is so toxic and cancerous and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, my body is covered with this stuff. And so then she's like, and when you're taking it off, it isn't removing the tattoo. It's breaking up the ink and sending it into your system for your system to break it up, to process. And see, that will be one thing too in the med beds. Like I feel certain when I go in the med beds that the tattoos are going to come off. Like that's or something where I kept being like, I wonder if that will be. But, you know, the more I hear people talking about all of the toxins and stuff in them, and I don't know if they are making me sick, you know. Snot coming down my nose. My boobs are sitting here right now. Oh my God. Let me think what I was going to say. The toxin. Oh, because the toxin, like if you go into the med bed and it pulls this stuff out, it's not gonna be the same like as her liver having to process that and it getting, and like you know, she was trying to do everything she could to break up those cysts with natural stuff, like castor oil packs is a big one that people use. You put the castor oil in a pack and then you put it on your skin and it absorbs it and does all. That's what I need to do on Stella's cysts and stuff. But the toxins now that she, you know, she would have to break those up, go through her liver, through her lymph and all that stuff. And at the same time, you know, your body's trying to process tons and tons of other chemicals, environmental, in our food, all of this, the stuff that we're having to process all the time. And then adding that on top of it, it seems, you know, like, gosh, that just seems extreme, especially getting all those lumps in her breast. And then, and that would suck, man. So I just want to get in the med beds and get this, all the toxins and shit out of me, just reset my body back to original cell value. Like, I don't want to And that is going to be the coolest thing. And seeing that's a part of why we won't be dying. That's a part of, you know what, people are going to feel good, and most people are going to look good. Like, you're going to be able to go in and to those things. Oh, and there's another thing too that I keep hearing. Like, when you go to get your money, like if they do open up these redemption places, like I heard it's going to be people over 60. Because when I heard it, I was like, oh, okay, I'd be in the first group then. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's people over 60 that are in the first redemption group. So they'll get called into wherever this is going to go down. I think it's going to be all sorts of different places all over the place. And then you're going to go in, and somehow they're going to monitor you. I'm not sure how. You know, maybe it's going to be walk through something like TSA. Maybe they're going to do a wand. Maybe you push your finger on something. Like, I don't know, but somehow they're going to be able to read your frequency, your vibration. And if you are low vibration or something where you have to be high vibration to get your stuff, from what I keep hearing. And I've heard that before too, about the med beds and stuff. Like, you can't be like not taking care of yourself and then just go in there and think the bed's going to fix you. You have to be raising your vibration. You have to be taking care of yourself. You have to be making moves to make yourself your best self. And then, then you'll get access, and the machine will help you. It will help you become your best self. That was something that people in the QHHT things all kept saying about this time, when they would see themselves in the new age part. And they kept saying that they were like themselves. I could tell it was themselves, but they would be like, but I just look so good. Like, I just look like really fit. Like, my hair, like an instance, like a girl was saying, like, I always really wanted to have long hair, this long big braid. And I have a long big braid. And her hair wasn't like that while she's doing the thing. And so she was like, and my body is like, just looks really good, really fit. And so you're going to become your best self, whatever that is. I don't think it's like you're going to completely change. Like, if you're 5'2", you're not all of a sudden going to be 5'9". You're going to still be 5'2", I think. But you would be, if you're, heavier than you want to be more petite or something, then I think that stuff you'll become more of like how you want to look, I think. I don't know. I don't know for sure how it goes, but that is definitely something that all these different people have been saying, that how they look. And they just look really good. Everybody looks really good. So we're going to go into a time where everything is joyful and happy and travel, and everybody is beautiful. And it's funny too, because there would be like all these beautiful humans, but there's going to be, unusual beings, and you would be able to communicate with a moth. You could have a moth riding on your shoulder, and you'd be able to communicate with it and ask it to send a message, and it could send a message over to, fly to someone else and sit on their shoulder and bring the message. Like, there's going to be magical shit that we are going to be able to do, that is going to be so connected. But it's all these connections because we're so focused on the superficial side of the world. We don't understand the cosmic side, the supernatural side, the magical side. And so we're gonna get to experience that. And it's going to be, as we are learning and growing in that, it's going to be so fantastical. It's going to be really, really cool. So it's going to be man, there's hair in my eye. It's going to be really it's going to be really exciting times. And I know that, it doesn't matter much when you're super depressed and super down and feel like, how am I going to get through this to get to that? And we have more to go. I can't lie. I can't tell somebody, labor doesn't hurt. It fucking hurts. And, this is going to hurt. This is labor. We're birthing a new reality. And the new reality is, so there is, new possibilities, new challenges, new experiences. And so, it's very exciting, but there is, there's the process, and we do have to go through the process. And the awakening and the awareness of the process is part of the like establishment, the evolving of what is happening. It is part of it. So you awakening and questioning things depending on your own abilities, your own development, what you're here to conquer, of how far you can go in your own awakening, how far you can develop. That is, that's why everybody's here. That's why people are here, it's kind of like a big wave, and all of the surfers want to go to that particular wave. And it's like all the souls wanted to come here for this particular wave. Like this particular wave that is going to bring you up into places that you haven't been before, opportunities to expand your consciousness, expand your energy, your being. And so that is what everything is about. And, people can focus on whatever they need to focus on, or what they want to focus on, or what they are driven to focus on, or whatever. I just know that that is why everything is happening, is for it to be an opportunity of growth and expansion. And so, but we do have to go through a lot more trauma, a lot more pain, a lot more suffering to get there. But it will all be worth it once we get there, especially because as we are moving into that place, people are starting to understand more. I'm not saying right now, like people are still like, Jesus is coming. But when they start understanding more that there isn't death like what we think, there isn't punishment like we think. So when they start moving into these states of expansion and seeing, then, and understanding, then it's going to take on a new meaning, a new level of life, man. Some of this stuff, I swear to God, you can say the words and it just doesn't have the same impact as the stuff in your head. Like I'm telling you, any of the stuff that I talk about, that even if it seems like, what? Or if it seems interesting, whatever it is, you can ask them. Just put it out there. Like if you use prayer, like I talk through telepathy all the time. And so you do, if you want to talk out loud, you can talk out loud. It is whatever you feel like you need to do. And but ask them to show you, ask them to give you clarity. And then, some pictures will pop in your head, and then you'll be able to try and see. And, they'll probably, like I said yesterday, they'll give it to you in a way for you to understand more. It's not like you have to decipher what I'm saying. They'll give you your own understanding of the information. And so I'm telling you that because everything that I talk about, there's like a certain something missing. Is that certain impactful, like it is so much more when you can see it in your head. Because I'm telling you, the words and the stuff that you use to describe, and some of the times I can't even think of the words. I can't even and it just doesn't have the same impact as when you see it. Like when you see the stuff in your head and you hear it and they tell you like that way, I'm telling you, you will constantly be just blown away. You'll just be like, oh my gosh. And I just blows me away is I can't believe people think that they think this stuff, that they're the ones thinking this stuff. It's not coming from anywhere else. It's not coming from anybody else. There's not somebody over there sitting there talking to you, telling you shit and showing you shit. And they talk in telepathy. And so you can talk to them in telepathy. It is like a direct thinking communication. Like direct your thoughts towards them. Like direct your thoughts towards wanting answers, towards that energy. And it's a focus. So you focus on that, and then you send the thoughts, and that's to me how telepathy works. And then you also hear things. You have to, like I've said, there's so much has to do with translation and understanding, and there's an understanding to the translation through your own open-mindedness, through your own connection and stuff. And so you can be blocking yourself from an understanding. And if you keep hitting into roadblocks like that, ask them to show you. Say, what am I blocking myself with? What am I not seeing? Show me what I'm not seeing so I can let go of it. And then be prepared. Like every time I say that kind of stuff all the time, and I'm always prepared, like, okay, this could be big. This could be a big one. And, it could really hit me hard. I could be sitting here crying for days after this one. And, but just remember, even on the days crying and stuff like that, and it's way worse in the beginning. As it goes, I can brace for impact, like, oh, and it can be like nothing, big old fizzle, like, oh, okay, so there's, and like right now, some of the things that I keep asking them to release me of, I think it's a part of the new, when things flip, when we flip and we go the other direction, a lot of us are going to find ourselves in a new position, a new opportunity. Like things are going to switch up, things are going to change up. And so I feel certain about that. But the what was I going to say about that? But I feel like that is that's coming. Things are going to switch up. So I'm always asking them to, I'm always trying to do like this. I do a lot of these like straightenings and balancing and all this stuff. And, if I'm balancing and I start to go like, okay, show me what's off. Show me what I'm off on my balance. Show me what I need to find into my alignment. Show me what I need to, and that is where I use my body also as like a barometer. Show me what I need to see, like, and when I'm straightening and all of that stuff, is talking to them and asking them, show me what I need to see so that I can release this. And so I have some things, it seems like to me, that won't be shown to me until I get to the other part. Like there's still going to be, even when we get to the good part, there's still going to be things you have to heal and grow and stuff like that. But your attitude is different. Your attitude is different about it. You don't feel burdened by it. It's a release. It's exciting to release. It's exciting to let go of shit. And all it takes is a couple days of sitting there crying and, really reliving it. And then I can release it. And then I don't ever have to experience that pain again. It's gone forever. And that is, and it feels good. But it takes, don't feel like you're doing it wrong if you're just starting to try and release and you are just hitting one obstacle after another and it's so hard to let go of shit. You're confused. The relationships are confusing. And why do I see it this way? Why do I think it is all, like I said, there's a lot of chaos to this right now. And only thing I would say is just time to yourself and communicate. Communicate with the beings, the watchers, the ones who are watching, the observers, the ones who have the best seat in the house to the show. Ask them, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? How do I keep doing this? Like, show me, and then be open to what they show you. It could be in dreams. It could be you're sitting there watching a movie and all of a sudden the person in the movie, you're just like, oh my God, that is me. That is me. Oh, I can't, now I see. Like they can bring you stuff in unexpected ways. And, that's where you just got to keep yourself open to communication, open to seeing. And the way you keep yourself open is the more you detach from what isn't real. The three-dimensional world, they keep you working and trying to survive, is not real. That's why you can die, because it's not real. It's, you have to die to get out of it. It's like, I have to get out of here. I have to die. Like, and what do you hear people saying all the time? I'm ready to die. I'm ready to get out of here. I want out of here. Everybody knows that on a soul level. Even people who are atheist. No, on a soul level. Like, you have to die to get out of here. You can't just will yourself out. You can't just go through the door and go, well, okay, well, I'm out of here. You have to leave the game to get out. Anyways, so I've been talking a long time. I'm probably just talking in circles. But that is my advice is don't get put off. When things, especially when you're just starting your healing, it is hard. It is so, so hard. And it is very difficult to face yourself and to really, see yourself, see your parts, the things you did to people. So many people, they want to focus on their mom and their dad and, their horrible childhood, which is a part of the process. You got to go through that. And not because you're going to accomplish anything, but your soul wants to see your attitude while you do it. Your soul wants to experience itself and see what is the block for my forgiveness. What is my problem? And then when you get to, there's a certain part, though, where you're just going to experience yourself. You're just going to see all your mistakes. And that is where these people, especially ones who are hyper focused on their parents and they're also parents, it's going to come up the back end. Your kids are going to start judging you in the same way you're judging them. So it's best for you to start reeling it in, start figuring out, how do I lose judgment? How do I release it? How do I give forgiveness? How do I move in that direction? And, so just keep doing that. And it is important while you're doing your healing. Is shame will hold you, guilt will hold you. It is an energy that will hold you with everything it's got. It is, it's a survivor, and it is going to hold on to you. And you have to, it may be a slow process. And you're going to have to pull each little fucking finger of guilt and shame off of you. Little by little, release it, because it's a dead end. It's something that will kill you. It's purposeless. The only purpose it has is to heal and grow from. But it is not, it's not like a life skill. It's not like a life journey. How much shame can I have? I just need to feel guilt. It's the process to releasing it, to getting more level-headed, to getting more balance in your life, to accepting yourself and accepting others. So anyways, that is all part of the process. But if you're just getting started, it is hard. And, it's a big thing to go through. And just give yourself, don't be hard on yourself. Don't add in your own judgment on yourself. And don't think you should have done it at a different time. You should have started last year. You should have seen this. You should have done that. There's no shouldas. Everything has its exact moment that it's supposed to happen. And it will happen exactly when it's supposed to, exactly how it's supposed to, when, how, everything. And, it could be because of then you are about to come into alignment with the next lessons. So you're about to have somebody who's going to enter your life, who's going to open those lessons up for you. And so, you don't know what is going to happen, who's any of this stuff. So don't be hard on yourself. Just, be easy on yourself. Treat yourself like, think of yourself as another being if you have to. Somebody who you're caring for. Somebody who you're loving and trying to help them get through something. Try and think of yourself like that, because most everybody, can go to a sick person and help them get through something and have empathy and compassion for them. And that's what you need to give to yourself. And I don't know why it's so difficult to give to ourselves when we can give it out freely to others. Another thing too that I really stood out to me yesterday, I saw was something somebody said about responsibility, and it just all of a sudden hit me. And I was like, that is what the problem is. It's not like we're just all judging each other. What is in our hearts is we feel responsible for each other. We feel responsible for how others feel. We want others to feel good. We want others to feel happy. And it frustrates us when we can't control that. And if we could just get them to understand what we think, then we think that would help. But that is our lesson. That's what we're here to learn. That they are on their own stuff, and everything is going to be in a perfect alignment for them, perfect timing. And the ones who are just awakening and starting their healing, it's going to be perfect timing for them. And for those of us who have been doing it and we're ready for the next level up, it's going to be perfect timing for us. So just keep that in mind. The universe doesn't run on a clock that has batteries that need to be reset and refilled. It is perfectly designed, and it has a reset system. And that's what we're in. So anyways, I just keep talking and talking. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.